Election Day. We'll show you how it's going and what you need to know to make sure your vote counts.
We're working for you today to find out what food resources are available to college and university students during the SNAP benefits delay.
Debris is finally being removed from an abandoned rec center in Liberty Station. We're working for you to find out the city's plans for this site.
Aqueduct repairs were supposed to fix a problem, but Escondido residents say it's caused a bigger one.
CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts now.
It's Election Day across the U.S., and while polls have closed in closely watched races on the East Coast, San Diegans still have about 2 hours left to make their voices heard in today's special election. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. Some local voters are weighing in on an effort to recall a Poway City Council member, but most are voting yes or no on Proposition 50, the ballot measure looking to temporarily give state lawmakers the ability to redraw congressional district lines. And tonight we have team coverage. CBS 8 State Matters reporter Jenny Huh is standing by in Sacramento with what people on both sides of Prop 50 are saying tonight.
But we start out with CBS 8's Steve Price, who joins us live from the San Diego County Registrar of Voters Office. And Steve, what's the registrar saying about turnout tonight?
Well, they're saying so far so good. You know, Carlo, Marcella, it doesn't matter if you vote on the first day of the election or if you wait till the very last minute, your vote still counts. And the good news, check out behind me. You can see the line that we had at 5 o'clock. It is now gone. So if you want to vote here at the registrar's office, you can be in and out of here in a hurry. But you got to get here by 8 o'clock to make sure your vote counts. All right, how's it going, you ask? Well, check out some video from earlier today. A steady stream of people coming in to vote at the registrar's office. This is one of 68 vote centers open today. It is now too late, though, for you to mail your ballot. So you're going to have to drop off that mail ballot at one of your voting centers if you still have it, and make sure you do it by 8 o'clock. The assistant registrar says they've had no problems today, and they are confident the systems in place are safe. That said, the White House disagrees, with Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt saying this today, and then reaction from the San Diego County's assistant registrar.
The White House is working on an executive order to strengthen our elections in this country and to ensure that there cannot be blatant fraud, as we've seen in California with their universal mail-in voting system. It's absolutely true that there's fraud in California's elections.
We take election security it's paramount to our mission here at San Diego County, and so we have a lot of checks and balances in place. So for the mail ballots, we signature verify every single ballot. Those that are cast in person, we have strict chain of custody procedures that are followed, and then we also have audits in place from before the election and after all the ballots are tallied.
So once again, you have to vote by 8 o'clock. Now, if you get here and there is a line, as long as you are in that line by 8 o'clock, they will let you go through the process. Your vote will count. As far as results go, Carlo and Marcella, we are being told right after 8 o'clock we will get those first numbers. And because there's not a lot for people to vote on here, just that one issue, at least for most people here in the county, they believe we're going to have a majority of the results in shortly after midnight. They're hoping before 1 a.m. So we will keep you posted. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Steve Price reporting live for us. Thanks, Steve. For more on the campaigns on both sides of Prop 50, we turn to CBS 8 State Matters political reporter Jenny Huh.
She joins us live now from Sacramento with more. Jenny?
Good evening and happy special election day. It's been a rushed and intense campaigning cycle for both the yes and no sides over the past 2 months or so, and they say the fight is still not over. They're encouraging voters to get out and vote in these final few hours. Now, earlier here at HQ, I had the chance to talk to Chairman Rusty Hicks of the Democratic Party of California. And we discussed campaign strategy and what messaging was for Democrats. And it really was making California front and center in standing up against the Trump administration. And you look at the polls, you look at voter turnout so far, and it seems that, again, that message of making California central in standing up against President Trump has worked. And voters have shown out in favor of Prop 40. Take a listen to what he had to say.
California voters support independent redistricting. That's why they voted it in place in 2010. And at the same time, there's a recognition that 2025 looks different than 2010.
Now, that point by Chairman Hicks is what both the yes and no camps are emphasizing. At the end of the day, both support independent redistricting and say it should be implemented in all 50 states. It's just that Democrats right now argue maps can and should be temporarily redrawn to counter what the Trump administration is doing and what other states like Texas, without an independent redistricting commission, are doing. Democrats are fighting fire with fire, as they've so often said during their campaign, and countering what they argue Republicans have started. Take a listen to what the no side had to say.
Fear is that it's not going to come back, that you're just going to have the politicians that decide, look, we've now gained 5 more seats. We've made California less competitive. And when you make these districts less competitive, then that means that they don't hear our needs and our issues here in our state and in our districts.
He thinks we will know the outcome of this election tonight.
And I also want to note that Hector Barajas and I talked about why perhaps President Trump hasn't been front and center of this campaign, as you may expect him to be as a leader of the Republican Party. He said, well, if you look at it at the national level, California is perhaps a loss for Republicans since they're giving Democrats an advantage with that gerrymandering. But nationwide, you look at other Republican states like Texas and Missouri that are also redistricting. Those are perhaps states that the president will be more focused on. For now, live at the California State Party headquarters, Jenny Hutt for CBS 8. Marcella, back to you.
Jenny, we know that Governor Newsom has been campaigning all around the state. He was here in San Diego last week. You mentioned President Trump's involvement. It's pretty much been non-existent. Talk a little bit more about that.
And so again, adding on to that point that I had about my conversation with Barajas,
right.
Again, it's interesting that this whole redistricting fight by California came about as a direct response to Texas trying to give Republicans 5 additional seats in the House of Representatives. So California is doing the same with those 5 Democratic seats here. So that is why, again, Hector is saying perhaps Trump wasn't as involved here, because California, we're standing up against the Trump administration, and we're standing up against Texas and other Republican redistricting efforts. Only time, honestly, will tell to see how the president gets involved in other redistricting efforts. So close eyes on that.
All right. Thanks so much, Jenny.
In Poway, voters today also have to decide whether to recall Councilmember Tony Blaine. Blaine faces accusations of threatening fellow council members, attempted bribery, and misusing law enforcement to silence critics. The controversy started after Blaine sent threatening emails to colleagues demanding they vote for a special election or face recall themselves. Blaine also faces 4 felony charges, including perjury and soliciting a bribe. He's set to be in court on those charges in January. And remember to stick with CBS 8 for the latest election results. We'll be live for the first time from our Right Now studio at 8 p.m. when the registrar drops its first batch of results. You can watch our streaming special on CBS 8 Plus, download on your TV, and watch for free.
San Diego County supervisors are demanding immediate federal action to shorten delays in food assistance for nearly 400,000 residents. The board voted unanimously today to send a letter to the USDA urging the release of SNAP contingency funds. Last week, 2 judges ruled that the Trump administration must tap into those funds. But administration officials say logistical challenges in some states could delay benefits by weeks and possibly even months. The delay in SNAP benefits not only impacts families across San Diego, but college students as well.
CBS 8's Alex Cheney is working for you today, finding food resource centers that are available to help those students. He joins us live now with more. Alex?
Yeah, that's right. I spoke to the food pantry folks here at Grossmont College earlier today. They told me that since those SNAP benefits have been delayed, they have seen a 3-time increase in the number of students coming in to get food assistance. I'm working for you today to find more resources that if you're a college student, you can get some help to eat. It's a busy day at the Grossmont College food pantry. We saw several students come in and grab a food bag, complete with food, drinks, and other hygiene supplies. Students can get a food bag once a week. Ivan Ortiz receives food from the pantry where he works. He's proud to give back to his fellow students.
The reason I found this job was because I received resources from it at first, and I was able to have the opportunity to work here, and then now I'm just doing better and better because of these resources.
To get food from the pantry, it's easy. Any student who can prove they attend at least one class, fills out a form, and then receives help. The college also tracks that person to give them additional help in the future.
It's hard to learn if you're hungry and hard to get back and forth to school if you don't have gas, all the things. So we want to keep students in school.
The Foundation for California Community Colleges says 275,000 students, or about 46 to 50% of all students, are considered food insecure due to the delay in CalFresh benefits. President Luster says to find help, first check for your campus's Basic Needs Center and Food Pantry. SDSU, UCSD, and USD all have on-campus food pantries, as well as community colleges like Grossmont. You can also fill out an emergency CalFresh application to be considered for funding that would match the November allotment. And the Grossmont Justice Scholars Program offers students who have been incarcerated as youth a voucher for $15 worth of food a day.
Comforted a little bit, just knowing that I at least get to eat once meal a day.
Back at the Grossmont Food Pantry, Ivan says he's in a better position to succeed academically thanks to the food provided by the school.
I'm just doing better and better because of these resources, so it's definitely helped me in the long run and improve on my grades, and now I'm about to get 3 degrees, so.
President Luster also said that you can call 211 and then on the phone call they will direct you to food resources. She also says that Grossmont is accepting donations if you would like to help the students here. I'm Alex Cheney, CBS 8. Back over to you.
Thanks, Alex. National City residents are protesting tonight ahead of their city council's second hearing on Texas-based USD Group's fuel transfer station.
As CBS 8's Steffi Roche reports, the protesters are calling on the council to reject what they describe as a dangerous project. Steffi?
That's right, and this is their last opportunity to make their voices heard tonight. And the residents here argue that this would increase lung-damaging diesel pollution less than a mile from Kimball Elementary School. And tonight's meeting follows an October 7th City Council hearing on USDG's proposed fuel transfer station. Despite strong community opposition to the project, the council passed a motion by Councilmember Bush to secure the hearing until tonight, so USDG could work on making it a zero-emission project. This all following after the city's planning commission voted 4-1 against the project. USDG appealed the decision to the city council the very next day. Tonight, I spoke with the associate director of policy with the Environmental Health Coalition.
Project alone is going to be bringing in an additional 70 diesel trucks. We already see a lot of diesel trucks driving through this community. They come in for port business, and there's a lot of industry adjacent to the port that attract these diesel trucks. So for us, we know that the more pollution that we're bringing into these diesel trucks, it's just going to continue for folks to continue to, breathe, dirty air.
And again, tonight is the final hearing on this issue before the council makes any decisions. And USDG will be presenting at the council meeting tonight, so we will be going inside and we'll be hearing from them soon. We'll have more on this tonight at 10 on the CW San Diego and at 11 on CBS. For now, reporting live in National City, I'm Steffi Roche, CBS 8.
Thanks, Steffi. A new survey proves San Diego's America's finest city when it comes to the weather.
We all knew that. We didn't need a survey, but we'll have those details for you just to validate what we've already known. Plus, a big shakeup over the operating lease for Coronado's ferry landing.
First, we're working for you, trying to get answers and find out what's happening with an abandoned fire-damaged building near Liberty Station.